Sometimes I feel like my heart is a high school yearbook, filled with signatures and inside jokes from people who were once a huge part of my life. Flipping through its pages, I see the faces of boys I once loved, or at least thought I did. It can feel a little embarrassing, almost like admitting I've tried on 100 different outfits and still haven't found the one that feels just right. People sometimes whisper, or they give you that look, the one that says, you move on too fast or you have too many exes. But I think of it differently. Each name signed in my heart's yearbook represents a story, a lesson, a different version of me that I had to meet to become who I am today. It's not about collecting names, but about collecting experiences and figuring out what love even means. Being young is all about exploration, isn't it? We try different hobbies, listen to different kinds of music, and change our favorite colors more times than we can count. So, why should love be any different? My journey has been a series of chapters, each one starring a different leading man. It starts with that fluttery feeling, the kind you get when your crush looks at you from across the classroom. Suddenly, your whole world shrinks down to that one person. You start imagining a future painted in bright, happy colors, filled with hand-holding and late-night talks. It's a beautiful, dizzying whirlwind, this thing we call puppy love, and for a moment, you truly believe this is it. This is the forever you've been dreaming of. Of course, not every story has a fairy tale ending. In fact, most of them don't. My first boyfriend, if you could even call him that, was a boy from summer camp. We held hands exactly once and promised to write letters. The letters stopped after a month. Then there was the boy who was my best friend, and we decided to try being more. That ended in a messy, awkward conversation where we realized we were better off just sharing pizza and complaining about homework. It's a strange and sometimes painful process, this trial and error of the heart. You give a piece of yourself away each time, hoping it will be cherished, only to have it handed back to you, a little worn and frayed around the edges. Looking back, I see a pattern of hope. With every new crush, every tentative yes to a date, there was a belief that this time might be different. This time maybe we'd understand each other perfectly. This time the jokes would always be funny, and the silences would always be comfortable. It's the optimism of youth, the unwavering belief in happy endings that keeps you going. Even when you know deep down that the odds are not in your favor, you jump anyway. You choose to believe in the possibility of love, even if your past experiences have shown you how easily it can break. It's a brave thing to do, to keep opening your heart when it's been bruised before. My gallery of exes is a colorful, complicated collection. There was Leo, the artist, who saw the world in shades of wonder and taught me how to find beauty in cracked pavements and rainy days. Our love felt like a beautiful painting, vibrant and full of emotion, but we wanted different things. He wanted a muse to inspire his art, someone to fit into the frame he had already built. I wanted a partner to build a new frame with. We drifted apart slowly, like a watercolor painting left out in the rain, the colors bleeding into a blurry, sad mess. It ended not with a bang, but with a quiet acknowledgement that our masterpieces were meant to be hung in different galleries. Then came Sam, the boy next door type. He was safe and familiar, like my favorite cozy sweater. Being with him was easy. We finished each other's sentences and knew each other's coffee orders by heart, but sometimes, easy isn't enough. The relationship felt like it was running on autopilot. The spark that was once a bonfire had dwindled to a tiny, flickering flame. The breakup was mutual, a sad, mature decision that felt more like closing a favorite book than tearing out the pages. We were stuck in the friend zone long before we admitted it, and saying goodbye was just making it official. The heartbreak was a dull ache, the pain of losing a best friend and a boyfriend all at once. After Sam, there was Daniel. He was exciting and unpredictable, a roller coaster I couldn't resist. He was the center of every party, and being with him made me feel like I was the center of his world. But I soon learned that his world had multiple centers. There was always another girl, another text, another just a friend who seemed like more. This was my first encounter with a third party, and the heartbreak was sharp and shocking. It felt like a betrayal not just of our relationship, but of my trust. I learned that some people aren't ready for the kind of one-on-one monogamous love I was looking for. They prefer to have many connections, a more polygamous approach to feelings, and that was something I couldn't accept. Each ending taught me something crucial. With Leo, I learned that love requires shared dreams, not just shared moments. With Sam, I discovered that comfort and love are not the same thing. Real love needs a spark, a little bit of magic. And with Daniel, I learned the hardest lesson of all. You can't make someone be faithful. You can't force them to choose you. The heartbreak from that relationship was profound, because it made me question my own worth. Was I not enough? The feeling of being used, of being just one of many, was a heavy cloak to wear, and it took a long time to shake it off. Moving on is never as simple as they make it seem in the movies. There's no montage of me eating ice cream, then suddenly joining a gym and emerging as a new, invincible person. In reality, moving on is slow and messy. It's crying to sad songs in your room, rereading old text messages until the words blur and wondering where it all went wrong. It's the constant battle in your head, replaying every conversation and searching for clues you might have missed. You question everything. Was it my fault? Did I say something wrong? Could I have done more to save it? These questions can haunt you, keeping you tethered to a past that no longer exists. The feeling of not being truly loved is a difficult pill to swallow. After a few heartbreaks, especially the ones involving a third party or feeling like you were just an option, a little voice of doubt starts to whisper in your ear. It tells you that maybe you're not meant to be someone's one and only. It makes you feel used, like a book that someone read and then put back on the shelf, never to be opened again. This feeling can make you build walls around your heart, thick and high, to protect yourself from getting hurt again. You become cautious, skeptical of new people and their intentions, because the pain of the past is still so fresh. But slowly, day by day, you start the process of healing. It's like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted, becoming a part of the object's history and making it more beautiful. That's what it feels like to heal from a breakup. You start to pick up the broken pieces of your heart. You lean on your friends who remind you of who you are outside of a relationship. You rediscover hobbies you had forgotten about. You learn to enjoy your own company again, finding comfort in the quiet moments of being by yourself. Through this process, you learn to be strong. You realize that your worth is not determined by whether or not someone loves you. You are whole and complete all on your own. Each heartbreak, as painful as it is, carves a little more wisdom into your soul. You learn what you will and will not tolerate in a relationship. You learn to recognize red flags. You learn the immense, incredible importance of self-love. You start to treat your own heart with the kindness and care you once reserved for others, understanding that it's the most important relationship you will ever have. The cracks are still there, but now they shimmer with the gold of resilience. After navigating the stormy seas of puppy love, friend zones, and messy breakups, the desire for something real and lasting doesn't just disappear. In fact, it gets stronger. After having many relationships that didn't work out, you get a clearer picture of what you truly want. You no longer dream of a perfect, flawless love story. Instead, you long for an authentic one. You want someone who sees your cracks and loves you not in spite of them, but because of them. You want a love that feels like coming home, a partnership built on trust, respect, and a whole lot of laughter. The journey through my yearbook of exes wasn't a waste. It was research. This journey has taught me the most important lesson of all. The ultimate love story is the one you write with yourself. Before you can truly find a partner who will love you unconditionally, you have to learn to love yourself that way first. This means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, celebrating your strengths, and being patient with your weaknesses. It means taking yourself out on dates, buying yourself flowers, and being your own biggest cheerleader. Self-love isn't selfish, it's essential. It's the foundation upon which all healthy, happy relationships are built. When you love yourself, you set the standard for how others should love you. So, I'm moving forward with a heart that's a little wiser, a little more cautious, but still wide open to possibilities. I'm not closing myself off to new love, but I'm also not desperately searching for it. I'm focusing on building a life that I love, filled with good friends, passions, and adventures. If someone wonderful comes along who wants to be a part of that life, that would be amazing. And if they don't, that's okay too, because my happiness is no longer dependent on having a romantic partner. I am the main character of my own story, and a love interest is just a co-star, not the entire plot. My message to anyone with a similar yearbook of the heart is this: be gentle with yourself. Every almost and not quite was a stepping stone. Every heartbreak was a lesson in disguise. These experiences do not make you broken, they make you brave, they make you human. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in the beautiful possibility of connection, both with others and with yourself. Your real love story is still being written, and trust me, you're getting to the best part. The part where you realize you were the hero all along.